We're back with episode 19 of Week to Endgame. So it has been a short while since the last episode of Week to Endgame. People have been asking where it is, and it's not gone anywhere. We just need to crack on with it now, really. Before we do get into the video, if you're not already in the Discord server, please consider joining. It's linked in the description as always. You should join. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you all do enjoy. Now we start today's episode at the bank. And I have been collecting my minions whilst I've not been making episodes. So we do have 4.6 million coins. You might be asking, what are you going to do with those coins? And to be honest, I'm not really too sure. I know in the last episode we did some Slayers. And I was using my perfect chestplate for Slayers along with the Shadow Assassin armor. Which I've been told is pretty much pointless, especially when we're doing the Wolf Slayers. So if we want to do Slayers, then we need to invest in a new chestplate. Otherwise, I don't know. So I was just intrigued to see who the next Mer actually will be, and I've come over to here and it looks like we've got DERPY again, which is good for this series, but bad for the Week to Terminator. We are going to be able to get 50% more skill XP, so that's going to be really good. Also, minions are going to have double output. Obviously the AH is closed and mobs have double HP, which is not great. Nevertheless, we really need to use that to our advantage, and it actually ends in 8 hours, so shouldn't really be too far away. So in that case, I think we're going to start the episode off by doing some dungeons, and then in a day's time also, when DERPY is the Mer, we'll start grinding some skills. Maybe we'll start grinding some foraging or farming in order to, you know, get way more XP, because it would make sense to grind then. So it is the next day and we finally have DERPY. And I've decided for the moment to focus my efforts purely on dungeons, because I feel like the more we progress in dungeons, I mean everything else gets easier, so that's what we're going to do for now. Okay, so yesterday we did in fact stream some dungeons, and I ended up buying this zombie sword. Now you might be thinking, how did I buy it? Obviously the AH isn't, you know, not up at the moment because, you know, DERPY happened. Well, I bought it for 500k from someone who we were playing dungeons with. So I've been told 500k is a good price for it, so don't get too mad if it's not. I'm pretty sure it is the right price. We did do a fair few runs, but obviously, you know, XP is fairly difficult to come by at the moment doing floor 6, because I'm not really, you know, too good at surviving. So we are almost Kata 22, which is progress. I don't really know what the aim is, to be honest. I guess Kata 24 to do floor 7, but I can barely even do floor 6. Now my thought at this point was maybe we should do some foraging. The problem is that I sold my tree cap and I definitely don't have the collection to buy it. And we can't get into the auction house. So maybe we should do some farming instead, or some alchemy. Or farming to do alchemy, something like that. We also just collected all of our minions and got an extra 1.3 mil, so that's really not too bad. Okay, so as usual we've ended up with 3 enchanted sugarcane, which we will now proceed to brew away into nothingness. Okay, so we are currently Alchemy 21. I'm about to collect these potions. Granted there's only 9. I want to see like how far we can actually get, considering there's 50% more XP. So let's just collect them all. Let's see what comes from this. I wonder if we even level up. I'm trying to put them in the brewing stand. Now we've leveled up. I mean, I guess that's something to take from it, but only once. Alchemy's, I mean, you've got to spend a lot of money on alchemy. In fact, I don't even know. We'll go ahead and collect our stonks. Like, this could have been 150k instead. It's 56, but we get XP. Now, for me, alchemy's a weird one, because granted, it doesn't actually cost that many coins in retrospect to actually get to, well, level 50. But at the same time, I don't really have that many coins to invest. I mean, I need to invest in other things. But it is 50% extra XP, so I don't know whether to spend some money and put some of my resources into alchemy at the moment. I don't know, I kind of want to take advantage of the 50% XP some way. And granted I am playing mage, alchemy makes sense to get because you get more ability power, so maybe I should. Okay, so we're going to invest a little bit of money into alchemy. We're going to buy 21 enchanted sugar canes. Set us back just over 1.4 mil. We'll put the rest of our money away, and we'll start brewing it, I guess, and hope to get a decent amount of XP and level up. Okay, so I've decided to place a few more brewing stands, actually 21, so that we can sort of collect them all at once. I thought that'd be a cool idea. There's not really any real reason behind it. Okay, all the potions are brewed. We've got the sheep pet on. We're currently Alchemy 22. Let's see what we can get to. Okay, so we do have all of this to sell, but let's see in terms of XP what we actually gained. So we're pretty much halfway to 25, just over halfway, which means we've literally gone up like 2 levels. That's not too bad. I mean, I can't really complain with that, but I was probably hoping for slightly more. Okay, so we did actually earn, as you can see, 367k, which I've just deposited in the bank from selling the potions, which means that instead of spending about 1.4 mil, we've spent closer to just over 1 mil, which, you know, is not too bad for 2 levels. Now, to be completely honest, throughout this episode, I've been meaning to buy a Livid Dagger, sell my Flower of Truth, buy a Livid Dagger. That way, in the end it doesn't really matter because we can still one-hit the Zealots, but say if we wanted to do Slayers, obviously the Livid Dagger is going to do way more damage than the Flower of Truth to bosses. Then I keep realising that DERPY's the Mer, so I can't really buy one. But at some point I do want to buy a Livid Dagger. I want to sell the Flower of Truth and buy a Livid Dagger because, let's be honest, the Flower of Truth isn't bad, but the Livid Dagger is better outside of dungeons. Like, there's not really any questions really asked about that. Obviously depending on what for, but if it's mainly for Slayers, then Livid Dagger's going to be way better. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to grind some Zealots, both for combat XP and for summoning eyes for money. Also, I haven't actually used my Shadow Assassin armor against Zealots yet, so I think it'd be interesting to find out whether my Ender armor is still better, or whether the Shadow Assassin is better, so I guess we can put that to the test. Granted, the Shadow Assassin does give me a bit more speed, so it might be better in that sense. Okay, so the best setup that I seem to have found is the Shadow Assassin, actually with the Ender chestplate, so that gives me slightly more damage. To be honest, none of it really makes any difference because I'm going to be able to one-shot the Zealots regardless, but the Shadow Assassin gives speed, so it makes sense to use this. So yeah, this is the best setup that I've found out of the concoction of setups that I currently have in my wardrobe. Okay, something that I didn't consider though is my crit chance is only 92, so I think I'm just going to switch back to the Ender armor, to be honest. Okay, so we've got 2 summoning eyes and then obviously everything that comes with it. We didn't really even get close to leveling up combat. It takes so long even with the extra XP. That's a very nice amount of money. To be honest, we probably spent about 20 minutes in there, so I'll definitely take it. And to be honest, I think we need to start looking into that money making method more. We're up to 7 mil. It just never fails. So I have found somebody in the guild who is willing to craft me a tree capitator so that I can do some foraging. So I've bought all the materials. And yeah, hopefully we don't get scammed. Okay, so we're trading everything to him. Fingers crossed we get the item. Oh, he does stand by his word. He really does. That's if he accepts. Hopefully. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really do. I think I might give him some coins actually, because it's, you know, we're gonna give him 100k for his troubles for crafting it. It's only fair. Okay, so now the plan is we've got the tree cap, and we're going to try and max out all of our wood collections. Like, some are going to be harder than others, like an extra 15k collection is no easy task. Like, it's probably going to take me quite a while, but at the same time we should get our foraging level up quite a bit. So I'm going to try and get as far along as I possibly can with these, and we'll see where I get to. Okay, so I've been chopping wood for quite a while now, and going a little bit insane. All I can see is like blocks of wood. Like, we got our oak collection maxed out. I've been literally, birch is a pain because the wood is just in a weird layout. And I didn't realise that we also have another level. We need 50k collections, so a much bigger job than I first anticipated. I think it's going to be one of them where I'm just going to have to try and get as much done off camera as I can, because I can't really continue to do these now. I don't think I really have the patience. So to be honest, this video has taken me an absolute age to make, and I don't know how long the video is even going to turn out to be. I don't even know if it's going to be like a normal length or if it's going to be short. I've got a feeling it's going to be short. And to me, at this point, it feels like I haven't even done that much really in this episode either. But at this point, like, it's getting harder to level up, and it's getting harder to basically make progress, as it sort of is at mid game. Like, everything just slows down, so it does make sense why it feels like really I've not done much, but in actual fact I have done a lot in this episode. So I think we leveled our combat up once, I think we leveled our foraging up once as well, also leveled our farming up, alchemy went up 2 or 3 levels, and dungeons, catacombs went up I think 2 or 3 levels as well. So overall it has been quite productive, but I just don't feel like it has. Anyway, this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. But just before I do end the video, on a serious note, I want to know your real opinion on this series. Like, I did a poll a couple of days ago, but I want to know in the comments, like, do you want me to continue making this series? Because for me it feels like I'm almost forcing myself to make the video, just because it's so repetitive and boring. I don't know if that's how it comes across in the video. I don't know, my sort of plan was to maybe put this series on hold for a bit and focus more on the Week to Terminator. But ultimately, I'll do what everyone wants me to do. So let me know in the comments. Anyway, see ya.